always been told to love myself. I try, but I can never understand. It's hard.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today is gardening day. Yes, today I have to be in the garden to pinch the leaves and cut the leaves of my tomato plants to ensure proper growth and so the plants can be more fruitful when the fruit is growing. So today I'm going to show you how I pinch and cut my tomato leaves to get a bigger yield of tomatoes this coming summer. So if you're interested to see how I do it, please keep watching this channel. So I'm out in the garden, and for this exercise I'm going to need a very small pair of scissors or secateurs in order to cut off the leaves or pinch the sucklings. You've got to make sure that the secateurs, that they are clean, they are free from all dirt and possible germs that may affect the tomato plant. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do is just cut these little leaves off just down the bottom, and you've got to make sure that this little growing area is not touched at all. So I'm just going to continue doing this with all of the tomatoes. This one here has fairly large leaves, so these leaves must come off from the bottom, and that way growth will be stimulated and it will also produce more yield of fruit. As you can see, there is no suckers in between these leaves, so I can just leave it as it is. This one's quite down deep, so I've got to be very careful how I'm going to cut this leaf. And these tomatoes have been left now uncovered for the last 2 days because the weather has been hasn't been that cold, which has been very good. I'm going to bend over and just cut again. Just remove those leaves. They still don't have any suckers, which is a good thing. As you can see, I've planted beans here, and the beans have now sprouted. I've got 1, 2, 3 and a few weeds that I've got to take it. Actually, there's another one here, if you can see this one here. There's another one right here that's just sprouted as well. So I've got green beans happening, and this pot needs a bit of watering. I've also got my cucumbers growing here and also in this pot here, but there's these other two plants that I don't know how they've sprouted. There's this and this thing that are not a cucumber or a zucchini. So I'm going to see what rogue seed has fallen into the pot and see what happens with this particular pot. This is my rose bush, and this particular plant will develop yellow flowers. It's just starting to bud at the moment. Of course, this is the state of my spinach. I've got about 3 pots of spinach, and they are coming along very nicely. It's going to probably take another month or so before they get to the point where I can start harvesting the spinach leaves. Now in this particular plant, you can see the sucker right in between the stem of the tomato and the branch. Now that little sucker there needs to be removed. Now normally you could do it if it was large enough with your fingers, but in this instance, because it's very small, I'm going to use these tiny scissors to remove very gently this little sucker in between the the branch and the stem. So today's going to be a fairly mild day, so I can actually uncover my tomatoes. Normally I keep them covered during the night so that they're not frostbitten or anything like that. So I've got these under cover. The sun is out, so you can see, and I need to water some of them as well. There are a few weeds that need to be removed. This is the problem that I have, that even in small pots, I still get weeds. And of course, these leaves here, also these leaves down the bottom here need to be removed. But I've got to make sure that it's at mist, because the seedlings or the plants are still too delicate to use full force of the hose. And in this pot here I've planted some parsley, but as you can see nothing has sprouted yet, so I'm just going to give it a good douse of water in a spray motion because it's still too delicate. Here I'm actually watering the green beans, and you can see that the water will uncover them. I still haven't planted these into the ground yet, but whilst they're still, because I haven't got the upstairs pots ready, but whilst they're still in these little pots, they still need to be pruned accordingly, just to maintain their growth levels. I'm just pruning. There's not that many actually. I've only got 5 or 6 left. See, some of them are larger than the others, so they need to be transplanted pretty soon, and some of them have been a little neglected and need some watering right at this minute. So I'll just prune these leaves and then I'm going to water them straight away. See, as you can see, this one doesn't look all that healthy. They need to be cut from the base. This one may not even survive, but we'll see how we go. As you can see, there's a tiny little sucker in there, so I'm just going to get rid of them both, and then now I'm going to water. My future fern. Some ferns which are in the corner. I've also put up some solar lights, so the sun will hit these lights during the day and then they'll light up during the night. This plant is just leaning against the scarecrow. I've got a scarecrow as well. As you can see, some rodent or rat has chewed through this fertilizer, so I'm going to have to put out some poison, some rat sack to kill these beasts. These are my solar lights, my fairy lights that I've got in the garden. I've got lavender growing here, lavender all along this shelf with some of my solar panel lights. This is my rosemary, mint, my other lavender bush, some more solar lights. I've got the shade happening here as well. Sorry, the sun. And here I've put the poison for the rat to eat. Just go down one level. Beautiful day outside. And my father's swing. Well, that's a wrap, everybody. I've done what I've needed to do in the garden today. I hope you've enjoyed watching me prune my tomatoes, pinch my tomatoes, and do a little garden maintenance for the day. It's a gorgeous sunny day outside. There's not a cloud in the sky, and I'm truly enjoying this springtime in Melbourne. So on that note, if you enjoyed watching me spend some time in the garden today, please don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and click that notification bell for all the upcoming videos. Must go now. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.